Welcome to another episode of Making It Keto. And today, guys, we're going to be making gyros, keto gyros. We're going to be using the grill to make it, although you still can use the oven, but I want to show you guys how I made this beautiful keto gyro. Also, guys, we're going to be making tzatziki sauce to go on it, so stick around for that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, so we're going to start off with a whole pork shoulder. So what I have, I already have the skin cut off it. So I know some come with the skin on it, some come with the skin off it, but mine came with the skin off. But what we're going to do is we're going to be cutting the pork shoulder into thin slices. So you guys can use whatever meat you want to use. You can use lamb or whatever, but I choose to use a pork shoulder mainly because it's easier to access in the supermarket. All right, now once we got it all cut up, we're gonna go ahead and put our marinade together to marinate the meat because it will need to marinate for about at least 8 hours. So what we got here is we got some cut up onions, and guys, I'll be linking the exact amount of everything in the description box below. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our onions and our garlics into a blender. We're gonna blend it into a paste. So guys, just make sure when you blending this, you get it all blended down. That way it's in a paste form to where we can dip the meat inside of it. All right, once we got everything mixed together, we're gonna go ahead and pour it into a separate bowl and add in our spices. So first, we're gonna go ahead and add in the cumin, and then we're going to go ahead and add in our paprika. And you guys can add to this if you want. If you like a different spice, you can do that. Let's go ahead and put in the oregano. We're going to also add in some salt, and we're also going to add in about 2 tablespoons of a low carb sweetener. Once we got all that together, let's go ahead and mix it together, guys. And the end result, you should have something that looks like this. All right, so now we bring our meat back out and we're going to marinate each piece. So it's very important, guys, for this recipe to single-handedly dip them, because just pouring it over the top, everything might not get covered. So I found this way the easiest for marinating the meat, and it actually turned out pretty good doing it this way. So just take a little extra time and dip every little piece, and then any extras you have left over, you're welcome to pull it over the top of the meat. But we're going to be letting this marinate for approximately 8 hours, guys. Anything under that would probably be doing yourself a disservice. So if you can do 24 hours, I highly recommend that, but 8 hours at the least. So what we're going to do is sit this in the refrigerator overnight. All right, guys, so it's the next day, and as you can see, the meat's gotten darker, meaning it took on the marinade. This is a good thing. All right, so what we want to do is we're going to create a skewer. I hope I'm saying that right. Skewer. You guys know what I mean. Anyhow, this is what we're going to use to plan our meat on. So what we're going to do is use a cast iron pan. And we're going to be putting the meat on the skewer. You know, we're going to stack it. So this part right here is optional, guys. You don't have to do this. I did this because while the meat's cooking, it's going to naturally drain its juices and its fat from the pork. What I like to do is while it's cooking, I like to baste the meat in the same fat that comes off to keep the outside from drying out. But this is completely optional. You don't have to do it. So this is what it looks like, guys. I also want to say, for me doing it the first time, I wish I had built the base a lot wider, because as you can see, as I got closer and closer to the top of the skewer, it wanted to tilt over. So what I did to combat this was I just took an extra skewer and stick it through right next to the other one, and it ended up holding. But yeah, when you guys do this, try to make your base a lot wider. That way it don't, wobble and fall over once you get it to the top. All right, and this is what it looks like once I had it stabled, guys. So now we're gonna take it over to the smoker. So guys, just go ahead and preheat your smoker to about 400 degrees. Let's go ahead and put this thing on. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and set it and get everything set up on the grill. And we're gonna let this cook until we get an internal temperature of about 160. That's your sweet spot, guys. And as you can see, the rendered fat off of the pork, I was just using the onions to give it extra flavor, and I'm just kind of basting the meat to outside as it cooks. And guys, this is what it looked like when it was pretty much done. I stick my meat probe in, and we were at 165. So I pulled it off the grill at this point. Look at this. Look how tender that meat was, y'all. I can't explain to you how easy it was to cut through it. It was very tender. It turned out very nice. Okay guys, so now that we have that done, we're going to make this quick tzatziki sauce to put on top of it. So I'll be linking everything in the description box below as far as what's going into the sauce. We're going to start off with some plain Greek yogurt, guys. Make sure it's plain and not the sweetened one. Just want it plain. Now we're going to go ahead and add in some diced cucumbers. We're going to start adding in our spices. So we're going to start here with some oregano. We're going to also add in some dill weed, and you can change this up if you want more or less, whatever I'm adding. Garlic puree. We're also going to add in some parsley, guys, and we're going to zest 1 lemon and the juices off of half of 1 lemon. And after you have all this in, guys, you can go ahead and mix it, get everything well incorporated, and your tzatziki sauce is done. It's that simple, guys. All right, now that we have everything prepped and ready to go, we're going to be using the Joseph brand Pita Bread. It's a low carb bread, Pita Bread that they make. It only has 6 net carbs. You guys can switch this up and use what you want, but this is what I'll be using for my gyros. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and build this thing. We're going to go ahead and add on our pork shoulder meat. And then I cut up some tomatoes, slap a couple tomatoes on. And I also shredded up just a few more onions just to give it a little tang. Put a few pieces of that onions on it, and then we're going to top it with our tzatziki sauce. And this is what makes it, guys. Do not make the sauce. You got to do this. And after everything was done, guys, this is what it looked like. Alright guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, hit the like button so this video can be shared amongst everybody on the keto diet. And if you like the content I've been putting out lately, go ahead and hit that subscribe button with the notification bell so you can know every time I upload a new keto recipe. Y'all know our motto here: we making keto easy by making everything keto. I see you guys in the next one. Peace.